Where's my fucking tea gone? Oh no, don't start, please, no. No. Right, I'm only going to be a half an hour, right? Right. Right, I'm only doing this one more time. I have to be not a fair, but I can't keep coming in and out. Right. Not in the smoking piece. Hey, Fid, I had a bit of an accident yesterday on the way home from town. I got a concussion. You probably can't see that, bro. Right? But I had a bit of an incident in town yesterday on my way back. Right? On the way back from town, I nearly broke my phone as well. I've been in bed all day. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, someone ran into me yesterday. It was an accident. You know, I wasn't watching what I was doing. You know, and two youths were getting chased by the feds on the, like, you know what I mean, here, not far from where I live. And I just got smacked. And I didn't realise it until today, like, you know what I mean? Look. You probably can't see it, bro, but it's all up the side of my arm and fucking, you know, like it's just a fucking scratch, but anyway, how's everybody? How are you, Rob? So I've just got out of bed. I've been in bed all day. I didn't sleep for the last few nights, you know what I mean? So you need sleep. Sleep is so important. You know, it's like, but I had some mad dream, mate, I tell you. Crazy dream I had. You know, but fair play to me, missus. I'd be bollocks without my missus today, you know. I would have been fucked. So shout out to me, missus, yeah. Because I can be a right knob, me. Not all the time, just. Guess what? I went in the dentist yesterday. She said there's no bone in your teeth. Or no missing, no bit stew. That's bone you're messing around with. That'll take about 8 weeks to heal. I said, 8 weeks? What am I meant to do to eat? She said, you're just going to have to bear it and find a way. So, yeah. I watched a movie last night called We Came By, and it's about these two lads that go around robbing houses, and after they rob it, they tag it. We came round, and yeah, it's good. It's on Netflix. Come on, you trollop. Anyway, how's your day going? How are you, Rob and Jill? Hello, Harsh Mish Hurrah. Yeah, I've just got up. No joke. I don't stay in bed at this time. Are you mad? You know, but I'm not going to lie. I don't feel well, mentally and physically. Yesterday, purposely, I went a certain way in town hoping to bump into Charlie, because I had a chat with Stacey. Yeah, I'll bump into him and the security guards, and I'll tell him what I think of him, and the security guard stands in my space, then he has to go. Now what you gonna do? I've just knocked out your 3 security guards. Now what? What, you gonna give me a little weak body kick? I'll snap you in the head one time, bang, and walk away, just like that. Now, I've come up with this. The YouTube community would like to see Charlie Vetch get put in his place, and I'm the person to do that. I went on my own, and I was looking for him on my own. Because he's in town. I said, I'll have a look for this cunt. And hopefully I see him before he sees me. And if I see him before he sees me, it doesn't matter whether he's got security, because I'll pick one of them off straight away. Because of what he does to the people in Manchester, he violates people, do you understand? And he's a gobshite, you know. He needs security guards, so he's shook. He knows it's coming. And the mood I was in yesterday, I tell you what, if I had a bumping into him, I'd have leaving him where I found him. And I'm not a bad man, a tough guy, a hard man, or anything like that. Listen, I take one for the team, and this cunt has one coming. For the whole of Manchester and the whole of the YouTube community that see him violate man on a daily basis, he's not going to do it in front of me, because if I see him, I'm just going to crack him, and I don't care. You know, I don't listen. I won't say something unless I follow it through. And if me and him ever meet, it's gonna, the hands are thrown. He can't fight, not like I can. I'd wipe him out off the face of the earth if I wanted to. If I bumped into him, I'd bounce his head off the ground. But I want to embarrass him. That's what I want to do. I want to do what he's done to loads of people. He's made a career out of embarrassing people, and I'll tell you one thing, he's fucking met the wrong person. I'll change your life, motherfucker, if we meet. And I'm not a tough guy, bro. I'm a good fighter. Average, not a great fighter. And these are other people's words, not mine. I can handle myself. You know, he's a midget to me. He's a civilian. He needs protecting. He needs security guards. Fucking right, he needs security guards, because he knows some of the people that he's messed with, they're gonna come. And while he's avoiding people, I know where he goes. You know, it's like, I don't like the guy. He's not a good human being. And Stacey told me he's a cunt. I know his ex-partner. How are you, Stevie? But like I said yesterday, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. I didn't get into a fight. These 2 kids were getting chased by the policeman, and I'm walking down a narrow alley, and 2 of them are on them electric bikes. One of them cracked me. I had my earphones on. I just, you know what I mean? Anyway, long story short, look at my fucking arm. You probably can't see it, bro. It's just all scratched the fuck. But I'm glad we didn't meet, you know, because at the end of the day, I have it in my head. I've got complex PTSD, and I've seen loads of videos of this fella violating civilians, violating people that are homeless, knowing that if he says the wrong thing to them, he's going to get a reaction, and he does it purposely to make money. He makes money off of other people's sadness. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to make money off knocking them out and putting it all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You're going to get it one day, you. Hey. All them jokers that you put your hands on here, they're not like me. I'm not a joker. I like a joke, but the joke will be on fucking you with me. Sweet Mary, how's it going? Now, listen, at the end of the day, right, I represent this community, okay? And Charlie Vetch is a parasite. Yeah, well, in all fairness, I'm delighted that Noel took his head out of his arse and finally admitted to his brother he was wrong. You know, what he should do is, he should say to his brother, you know what? You see half of the royalties that Oasis get, you are getting it. Because you deserve it. I fucked you. His big brother fucked him over. You know, see, my little brothers have never fucked anybody. I've heard people from my brothers. Somebody put a hand on my brother many years ago and he ended up with a hole in his fucking leg. Now look at you, crying in front of your girlfriend. All your neighbours have the lights on them across the road from a police station. You know, I was right across from the police station when I did it, allegedly. You know, my brother was a kid and an adult put his hand on him and said, are you Jude's brother? That's all he needed to do. Once he did that, I knew what was going to happen. But I've quieted down a lot, you know. It's like, and I don't fantasize about hurting people anymore. You know, like, when Foxy stole this channel, I swore if I ever bump into him, I'll hurt him, and he knows it. But I forgive him, you know, because he put fire into me. You know, you put fire into me, bro. And I got my channel back, didn't I? Hey? Naughty man. Hey? 1 second. My laptop's been a monk. So has anybody had an argument today? Anybody fall out with each other, or, you know, the normal shit that goes on YouTube? It's good to see all the little channels like mine growing. You know, it's fucking brilliant. I wasn't even going to do a live, do you understand? I don't feel well at the moment and I'm not acting the bollocks, man. When I don't do a live, there's a reason for it. How are you, Eve? Salad for tea. You know what? It's 31 degrees here. Yeah, I've been in bed all day and I'm not joking. The amount of water I've lost today is unbelievable. Not really, bro. I'm not gonna lie. My mental health's all over the place at the minute, you know. Like, and the kind of person I am, I keep it to myself, you know what I mean? Because there's worse people off out there than me. Do you understand? But I'm trying to sort this music out, but it's not happening. You were beautiful to me, with a heart no one could ever see. As a boy used to sit beside me, like the old light places, so like you. Oh, you were beautiful to me, with a heart no one could ever see. Here. Leave it out, will you? I don't go on Spike or Skype. Fuck off. I give in. Anyway, how's Mary? Shout out to Mary for coming in the chat. Shout out to Mr. Stevie England. And shout out to Mr. Double Whammy Hammy. Shout out to Air Stevie. Hey, and shout out to Finn, guys. I apologise. Normally I do 2-3 lives a day, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel well. You know, I was gonna ring the hospital and tell them here. I'm saying things again, and I'm fucking, you know what I mean. I'm trying my best, like, to keep it together, but the wheels are coming off. You know, like yesterday, I went into town and I made myself a promise. I said, if I see Charlie Vetch, I'm going to address it. Because I'm on my own, right? And I don't talk. I just walk. Now, you made me do that. Now, that's for all the people in Manchester that you've made a fortune off. Now, guess what? Now you're a meme. You're on your ground. You're on your back. Your security backed the fuck off and left you. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Kick me? Please do. I'll block your kick and I'll snap you in your jaw. Boom. And then I'll get my camera while you're laid out and I'll make a video and it'll go viral. Charlie Vetch finally gets what is coming to him. Pablo, I got knocked down yesterday. How are you, Big G? Hey, brother. Nah, bro, listen, like I said, I woke up, I've been in bed all day, bro. I don't feel well at all. It's like, you know, yesterday, Mark, I think I had a concussion, bro, because it's on both arms. Do you understand? It's like, when I come home to me, Maz, you thought I was fighting. Look, I wasn't. I tell you, bro, for fighting, you know that. How are you, Big G? But this guy, right, Mark, he goes around now, bro, you know what I'm like, right? And I know what you're like. And I tell you one thing, he wouldn't stand in front of you or me without a security guard. As soon as he hears the accent, he will shit himself. And here, I'll have both sets of teeth in. Judge me now. Go on, Charlie. Go on, I'll give you one for free. Go on. What are you going to do? Kick me? How are you, Pablo? So yesterday, Pablo, was in awful pain with me gums. So I went into the dentist. He did 2 x-rays and she come back to me, and the worst thing she could have said, before I went, I turned around and said, what's the worst thing can happen today? The worst thing that can happen today is she tells me there's no teeth in me gums. Hang on a fucking minute. What's this? Why is it so sore? Why can I feel it? She said, Jude, that's bone. I was like, what do you mean it's bone? She said, I've just x-rayed it. There's nothing in your gums. That's bone. She said, tell you what, I'm going to try this procedure that I don't normally do. She said, but it might hurt. She said, your gums on the bottom, there's a big lip, like a hangover on a cliff. She said, I'm going to cut it off. I said, you what? You're going to cut me gums? She said, yeah. She said, I'm going to cut your gums. You mightn't feel that sharpness behind there. She shaved them. She got a scalpel and this little scissor thing that cut. She was cutting me gum. How does that feel? Fucking sore. Well, like I said, there's loads of good people on here, Rab. You know, I mean, there's a good community of people, you know, and it's like, that's all it takes is for a few people to come together and say, you know what, YouTube is very toxic, and we don't need to be like all the other clowns. Like, they're like in a circus, performance sales, you know, some of them. Yeah. Performance sales, you know. Well, I did get all mine ripped out, Stevie, and I'm fucking, even though I'm delighted with the top set, right? I'm gonna struggle with the bottom. But look, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? There's cunts out there that have no legs and no arms. Do you understand? What have I got to complain about? You know. But you can't help it. Like I said, see me. I'm certified psychotic. I've got complex PTSD. My brother has bipolar, and the other one's a fucking schizophrenic. My mother was a coping schizophrenic. My mother was a strong woman. She went through a lot of trauma when she was a kid. Well, yeah, when she was a kid, and then when she became an adult, she lost 2 of her babies in a fire. You know, and it changed her. I remember when I was the only one left, and we lived in my granny's, and I used to pray at night. I used to say to God, God, if you give me a brother or a sister, I swear, if anybody looks at them, they're dead. I'll kill them with my hands. And he gave me 2 brothers and a sister, and he grew up, and you can ask there, Mark, I've always been protective over my family, and I don't give a fuck who you are or how tough you are. Show me. Let's see how tough you are, but I guarantee you, your face is going to look like a fucking pancake. But like I said, I'm on here for positive stuff, and it's very easy to get engaged in negative stuff. Like, for instance, I'm not going to lie, I don't like Charlie Vetch because of what Stacey told me, right? I get along with smackhead deadbeat Stacey, okay? See her, she put it on Charlie, you know what I mean? And Stacey is like, she doesn't give a fuck what she says. Yes, love.
Look alright.
Yeah, you look handsome in it. Yeah, it looks lovely. I like it. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you look sexy in it.
Yeah, he's just gone to sleep, so I need to start them.
Alright, babe. Me missus, you know, like I said, I'd be lost without my missus, you know. It's good to have a good woman on your side, you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm not going to lie, you know, only for my missus today, I'd have been fucked. I couldn't get out of bed. Like I said, I took a bang yesterday. You know, two kids who I think were getting chased by the policeman, and I happened to be fucking coming through an alley, and I had my earphones on, and when it got too late, I turned around, and if I hadn't turned around, he'd have flying past me. But I turned around, and he hit me side on, and I hit the fucking wall and ended up on the ground. It's like, you little bastard, if I had a catching him, man, I'd have keeping us on. Hello, Tom. I have heard of Grimsby. I've never been, though. Now, listen to me, guys, right? Long after I'm gone off this earth, a few of the young lads are going to have amazing channels. Do you understand? Like Finn, Jay, Jono and Jordan. The younger lads, you know. Like me and Pablo, like I'm in my 50s. Pablo's about 55. You know, Finn's 35. We've got nearly 16 years on Finn, and I believe Finn will have, I believe Fable as well will have a good channel. There's a few people, you know what I mean, that I believe in. And it's them that's did all the hard work. I've just asked a couple of people to go sub to that channel. You know, I haven't got Finn 500 subs. Finn has. You know, I'm just like a big brother. You know, I like to see other content creators grow a channel, and if I know a quicker way, I'm going to fucking help them. You know why? Because I'm the only channel that was monetized that purposely derailed my own channel. Just to prove that I actually care, that I'm not here for the money. Go look. I forfeited all my membership money. In the first week, I had 40 members. So, in the first week, so that's £80, right? And then I got another 30, so I had about 70 members on my channel, and I got to remove them all and told them to take their money back. You know, you'll get it in the end. We're not all greedy bastards, but I'm here to help my friends, to help the mental health community. I don't care whether you're black, white, English, Irish, Protestant, fucking Catholic, Hindu, Christian, Muslim. I don't care whether you're black, brown skinned. That doesn't bother me because I have friends that have brown skin. Me nephews have brown skin because they're Muslim. And you know what? See, if anyone said anything in front of me about Asians or said the P word, well, I'll give you a P word. Boom! Right in your head. My sister's married to a man who's from Pakistan. And she's very happy. And she's got a great life. So why wouldn't I be happy for my sister? How are you, Kieran? Fuck Arsenal. Me first smoke today. Well, proper smoke. So I've noticed a few new people coming in. Like, see Mrs. Mary there, Scott Behead, and Kieran Smith. Can you do me a favour? If you're not subbed to them 3 channels, sorry, wait a minute. If you're not subbed to Stevie England, can you do it for me? There's a lot of new people that are coming in and out here, and I'd like to see their channels grow, and I can help you because my channel is trying to help a few other YouTubers that aren't on here as long as I am. And when I first come on YouTube, it took me 4 years to get 600 subs. 4 years, you know why? Nobody put my channel in the description. So I said, you know what? Fuck them. We don't need them. I'll show them cunts. So I ended up getting 2,000 subs in 2 years rather than 600 in 4 years. That's progress. And me team are progressing every fucking day. Finn, one day, will be way past me. Finn will have... See, Finn, I reckon Finn will end up on about 15,000 subs. And he'll be self-employed. This will be his job, his work, his passion, saving people's lives. And like I said, listen, I had the ultimate compliment off one of my psychiatrists in Park House, Dr. Mumbai. Me and my brother have the same shrink. True story. He said to me, you know what, Jude? He said, you'd be one hell of a counsellor or a therapist, even a psychiatrist, if things were different. I said, what do you mean, if I had nice teeth like yours? He said, Jude, you're taking this out of context. I was like, well, you better fucking explain what you mean. What do you mean if things were different? I'd be sat there and you sat there. I'm white and you're black. Do you understand? I don't understand where you're going with this. He said, because you've had so many evaluations and because you're so fucked in the head, you're the kind of guy that can save people's lives. Because you're brave and you're courageous and you're not afraid. You know. How you Mr. Big L91? Now, listen to me, at the end of the day, I seen my progress and I was like, you know what, there's a few channels on here that I really like and I care about, you know, especially if they're from home. I'm going to help them even more, you know, because nobody will help you on here unless you pay money, and that's the truth, you know. But because of one person's wisdom and knowledge and guidance, my channel isn't toxic. And there's only one person to thank for that, and his name is Pablo. I had a dream last night. I was on a football pitch. There was me, there was Gibbo, there was Yowza, there was Fatty Grandin, there was Robbie Grandin, there was Marky Grandin, there was Kenneth O'Driscoll, there was Darren Kershaw, Les Kershaw, a couple of the Moonies, McGinner. Marky Grandin was the best striker we ever had. I'll tell you that now. Shout out to all the Grandins. I get on with all them boys. They're like family to me. You know. But yeah, I had a dream and I was on a football pitch and the referee blew the whistle. Next of all, I see one of my mates running over and hitting the ref, and I'm like, oh, here we go, fucking again, mate. Yeah, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. No, fuck off. Mate, Jay Dunn, rest in peace, right? If an old pal of ours airs, right, that was a tough lad, right? I beat his ass. Jay Dunn, rest in peace. You know, me, Kenny. For him, Pato, Bridie, Georgie, and a German Shepherd. And the German Shepherd, he sent this dog out to us. He give the word, he give the dog the word. An Alsatian, a German Shepherd, like a Shetland pony. He let the lead go, and the dog jumped over the fence like Black Beauty, like it was about to stomp me. So I hit her with a brush. Now, you better get that mutt back in there, or the next time he comes out, I'll decapitate you. Now, I was only a kid at the time. I was only 10. But I learned a valuable lesson here. My mate's beside me. So, he's my wingman. So, if he gets into trouble, I'm going to have to help him. But it's crazy because my life has changed so much, you know what I mean? I went from being a psycho to a regular guy, a law-abiding citizen. I'll put you another way. I used to be a bowsy and now I'm a housey. But I like it, you know, because it's like I have peace and tranquility in my life, you know. I don't surround myself with negative people because they only get you down. Do you understand? Uh, how are you, Lena? It's good to see you, Lena. I've been in bed all day. You know, it's been 31 degrees. I've been rolled up like a sausage roll in my duvet, and the amount of water I've lost today, I'd say I've lost about 5 litres in sweat. I'm not too good, you know. I don't feel well at all. Excuse me. You know, my mental health's a bit fucked at the minute as well. You know, what I've noticed is I'm starting to trigger a lot easier. So today I was gonna ring the mental health team and ask them, can I go in? Lena, I'll check my Instagram. I promise you after this. The other day, Finn sent me a message, man. Like, you know, I mean, Finn, I'll send you my number. Lena, I'll send you it as well. I got a new number, so get rid of the old one. I'll send it to you, Pablo and Finn, and to John OJ and Jordan. Like I said, listen, everybody's welcome in my community, but I'm just going to tell you straight. This has always been about helping the Irish community. And I'm sorry if you don't like that. And if you don't like it, open your own channel and bring on as many English, Scottish, Welsh as you want. Now, I get on with everybody. I don't care whether you're from Pakistan, Uzbekistan, any part of Europe, Ballyferm, Ireland, it doesn't matter to me, you're a man. Do you understand? And you're going to try and intimidate me, but here, I'm built a different way. I have a switch inside me head. And once I switch that, then I go into, I'm not a civilian anymore. I'm here to protect myself. How are you, Spencer? Trigger. See what I mean? This fucking city, that's all I hear is sirens. But yeah, Spencer, I've been in bed all day. Pablo Ian Strongbridge had 6 months ago and ignored it. He passed out and escaped sepsis. This time I won't. Quick march to the neurologist. Mrs. doing well. Well, that's good to hear, Tom. That's very good to hear, bro. I'm rooting for her. You know. I am rooting for her, bro. It just won't let me in. Me fucking laptop, man. I tell you what, it's as slow as a fucking walking race. Come on, you cunt. Come here. If everybody was like Pablo, YouTube would be a great place. If everybody was like Alina, Finn, Jay, Jordan, Jono, Fable. And I'm sure there's a couple of other channels there that I've not mentioned. My apologies. Like I said, listen to me. I'm a nice guy, but if I find out that you're trying to do something behind my back to sabotage my channel here, I don't need to name you. Do you understand? My team are already on it. Well, Pablo, like I said, bro, you're built for it. You know, I'm rooting for you, man. Because I know the way you were with me when I lost mine. I lost me fucking mind, you know, when I lost me mother. You know, your ma's your best mate, and you don't realise it until she dies. Like, you know, all this bollocks where you hear people saying he's a mammy's boy. Yeah, I was. Fucking right, I was a mammy's boy, and I didn't realise it until she died. You know, we don't. We take things for granted. You know what I mean? Your mammy's not going to be there all the time, trust me. Yeah, your ma's not going to be there all the time, man. It's Timothy. Hello, Timothy. Is that Donald Trump? Is it? I want to play golf with that cunt, but he won't. I've sent him an email, but for some reason he's not responded to it. You know, I said, yeah, if you're ever in Manchester, bring me to Scotland. You know, I'll protect you. You know, you just leave the Secret Service over there and let us have a game of golf. You know, I want to ask you a few questions. Are you going to go to war with Iran? Are you going to wipe them off the planet? Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do with Putin? What about King Jong? What do you think of him? I'd love to have a game of golf with Trump because I'd be asking him these questions. I was like, what do you think of that midget in Korea? Rocket Man, you call him. Don't talk to me about Rocket Man. I was like, well, I'm here to listen. Donald, I know you've got some dark issues, bro. That is hard. I lost my sister, then the dad, and then the man, one after the other in the space of 3 years. Fucking hell, mate. That's bad, Mary. Hey, I am, so honestly, I feel for you. You know, I've lost a brother, a sister, a granny, a ma, a dad, and about 20 mates in Dublin gangland. I'm good at that. At dealing with it, you know. It's like that's all you can do. You have to just get along and carry on. You know, it's like that's the thing about that. It gives us strength. Do you understand? You're gonna lose your ma, you're gonna lose your dad, you're gonna lose your friends. That's part of life. And you know the hard bit? All you can do is that. Wow, fucking hell. Sepsis. That's very bad. I remember getting that. I had an abscess and you removed 300 mils of that green stuff. I've got a scar like that on the inhaler else. I've got a scar like that on the inside of my leg. It looks like a vagina. Do you understand the way it's shaped and all? It looks like a pair of lips. You know, but they slid it about that much and 300 milligrams of that green push shit come out. Now, if that had a burst and gone into my bloodstream, I'd have been dead. Definitely. Nah, Spencer, I don't know whether you went to the funeral or not. It's like, but I watched it I watched it on the internet and the bagpipes playing before he went into the church. That meant an awful lot to me. You know, I believe it was a good night in Finches. Mark, Alex, and my brother-in-law went over, right? My brother's from Pakistan. You know what my auntie said? Here, I'm the racist one in the family. How long have you lived in Africa? He's Asian. You know, she was fucking with him. I've got 5 minutes left in all fairness, but I've been in bed all day. I feel like shit. If I don't do 2 lives in a day, you know, something's wrong. I think I had concussion yesterday. Someone ran into me. Literally. They got away, but they fucking knocked me down, mate. I didn't even see them coming. 2 of them. And I turned around and I was too late to move. He hit me. Sorry, bro. Sorry. If I catch you, mate, you'll be sorry. But, nah, listen, that happens. Yeah, you could say that. Pablo was so unexpected because I had me headphones in and I was in another world, you know what I mean? I was listening to King Von, you know, and I heard something and it just turned, next of all, bang! It's like it just happened like that. They were getting chased by the police on the fucking estate. You know, and then, like I said, I banged me head, the back of me head, right? And then I couldn't remember where it happened. I went home and said it to my brothers. Mark says, I hope you're not fucking fighting, Jude. I said, bro, if I was fighting, I tell you. I just got violated. They got ran over by 2 of the youths. They were getting chased by the police. What am I meant to do? Hold them? You know, it's one of them things. You know, it's a rough housing estate. Shit happens. You see, I don't know who they were. I didn't recognise them. I'm sure there was 2 white kids. I could only see one of them. I seen the other one from behind, like, so I don't know. You know, but I got to me ma's and I was proper confused. You know, like, and how ironic is it, Pablo? My uncle last week was riding a bike and he had a crash on a pedal bike. This cunt survived 2 war zones and to fall off a bike, go home. Because he was a soldier, he had that mentality, yeah, it's only a bang. 2 hours later, my auntie went and banged on his door. No answer. She had to go home, get the spare key, let herself in, and my uncle was sitting in the chair like that, dead. So I got a bit of a bang yesterday. I got more of a bang in the chest than I did in the fucking arm. You know, like, they hit me side on. And I did get a bit of a bang. So I went to me ma's, I had a cup of tea, and then I got on my scooter and went home. And I was like, honestly, I think I got a bang on the head yesterday. I'm not joking. Because I can't remember it. I can remember it, but it's just in bits. Because it happened quick. Do you understand? I only had about 4 seconds to process it. It took 1 second to hit me, and it took him 3 seconds to get the fuck away from me. Well, in Dublin, Mary, we have a thing that we all abided by, and you don't stop. I ain't stopping. You can't stop, you know, because if you stop, you're going to get dragged out of the car and they're going to beat your ass. Do you understand? Have you ever got your ass beat by the police? I have. Like, when I was a kid, I was a naughty kid. You know, my parents wanted me to do the right thing, to make the right decisions, to be able to choose friends who aren't fucking nuts. But I could, the place where I come from, most of them, they've got mental health issues, but they've not been diagnosed. I can diagnose you. I can tell you if there's something wrong with you. But there's a thing with men. It's like, and we don't like admitting anything, but I'm 45 minutes into my live. I was only going to do a half an hour, but I'll fucking Spencer. Amanda Serrano has been trying to get that one back because Spencer, I'm going to ask you a question right now. I know you're going to answer me honestly. Yes or no answer I'll do. Do you think Katie Taylor is the dirty fighter? Because Amanda Serrano was headbutted 6 times in that fight, Spencer. 6 times, bro. Katie Taylor used her head. It was an accident. That happens. See, styles make fights. Okay, you have a southpaw, you have orthodox. The two of them can switch anytime. But I tell you one thing, you see Katie Taylor, I won't have anybody tarnish her name and say she's a dirty fighter. No, she's not. That come from Jake Paul. You know. Amanda Serrano, you got beat by a better woman on the night. Do you understand? Twice. You be bet. Again. Because Katie Taylor is the best in the world. Do you understand? And you know something? She is such a good role model for female athletes. The way she carries herself. You know, you don't see her in the paper like Conor McGregor. Yeah. I give Conor props for winning 2 UFC belts, but as a person, as a man, I don't respect him. What, because he's from Dublin, I'm going to back him? Not if he's a cunt. Spencer, I believe that it's going to go all the way and it's going to go to a decision. And I'm not going to... Look, obviously I want Katie to win, right? But for some reason, I have a feeling Amanda Serrano is going to win tonight. And then they're going to fight again. What did I tell you last year when Tyson Fury retired? He's just in it to wait from Turkey Al-Sheikh to write him a big check. And then he's going to do it. And he's already in preparation of doing it. I said this when he retired. He's lying. He's just waiting for his biggest payday off them Saudis. And he'll get it as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think the outcome is going to be the same. If he fights Usyk again, he's going to lose. I said at the first 2 Usyk fights, Tyson Fury's going to lose. And I'm a Tyson Fury fan, but before I'm a Tyson Fury fan, I'm a boxing fan. Some of my friends call me an analyst, an enthusiast even, because I've dedicated my life to learn about the sport, to take part in the sport, not just me, some of my family. You know, and I love the UFC more than I know I love boxing. And I love boxing. I love UFC more than I like Manchester United. Football is up there. I love me football, but when it comes to UFC, I've studied the roster. I've watched all the champions from every division come up. I tell you now, you know that Oila Taporia, if he fights Islam Makhachev and beats him, he'll go down as the best fighter in the world. Because no one's going to beat Islam. No fucking way, mate. The good thing going for that Spanish onion is he's got a cracking shot in both hands. You know, but I fucking hope that. I'll be honest with you, I'm a UFC fan. If I was Dana White or if I was Hunter Campbell, you know what I'll be doing? I'll be getting Paddy Pimblett in the ring with Oila Taporia. But what's going to happen is, Oila will fight somebody, a champion. But him and Paddy Pimblett have to fight. And listen, I like Paddy, but I think Oila will knock him clean out. Scousers don't get knocked out, do they not? What happened to Darren Till? Jorge Mendes, what did he do? Darren Till was stiff. Scousers don't get knocked out. Oh. Did you see that on the canvas? Did Darren Till get knocked out? Is he a Scouser? Sam Walker said he couldn't get knocked out, and look what happened to him. 4. That's what you have for keeping your sunroof down. You know, I like Sam. I don't care what people say. I like the guy, you know, and I sent him a heartfelt message about his head, you know, but he's a good guy. I don't give a fuck what people say about him. Yeah, he might be this and he might be that, but see how some of his money he gets. He helped the village in Africa get free water, clean water. You know what I mean? Anybody that does that, as far as I'm concerned, is a stand-up guy. You know, he met a mutt of a dog. He fell in love with. He paid thousands of pounds for the dog to have treatment. You know, a lot of people don't say those things about him. You know, he does good things. Yeah, he is a bit of a knob. He tell you that himself, but I like Sam. Spencer, while you hear this, all day I've been wrapped up like a sausage roll in me duvet. I've lost about 5 litres of water. I'm not joking, bro. Sam Walker was up to something out there. I know he was. Pablo, come here and I tell you, right? Why would you go outside a bar where your rivals run it with your sunroof down? One of them seen him and said, you know what? You are getting weighed in. Hey, when was the last time you hit a golf ball? 4. Now half your skull is on the door. Now, take that. 4 Scousers don't get knocked out. Mate, your head, you look like a fucked up Terminator. But, like I said, I don't like to see anybody getting hurt like that, especially a head injury, because you can tell he's fucked. You know, like half of his head, you know, was caved in. If you go to Marbella and you're openly making videos in a lovely car, sunroof down, taking the piss out of all the fucking nationals, you know, I know. Well, this is what I'm saying. I follow Sam on Instagram, right? Shout out to the People's Revolution. We'll catch you one day, Sam. Sam, I bet Sam's an SOB, aren't you, Sam? A son of a bitch. Well, I'm a son of Ballyer. You're probably a son of Birkenhead, but there's a big difference between Birkenhead and Toxteth. And you see the video last night made in jail, sent out to Mazza. Mazza is rapping about bodying people and doing this and doing that. The kid's never done that. Don't rap about shit that you don't do. You know what I mean? And then say, oh, I've changed my life and my ways. He's never killed anyone, that kid. See, in Liverpool, there's loads of killers. And some of them start from 15 years old. Assassins. Liverpool is one of the most dangerous cities in this country. I'd say it's probably the most dangerous. Then I'd say Birmingham, Manchester, London. You know, there's a lot of naughty fuckers out there, you know, that aren't afraid to demonstrate due diligence and open you up like a can of beans. But I wish him a recovery, you know, because I don't like to see anybody, any content creator getting attacked. But if you're slating people and if you're making fun of people and then you pull up outside someone's bar and start chatting shit and going live on TikTok thinking you're Billy Bollocks, next of all you get a hit with a 7 in the back of the head. Well, Pablo, my lad, believed in something. He said to me, Dad, he said to me, I'm living in Toxteth. I was like, why would you live up there? Do you know what he said to me? Why not, Dad? You lived in Cherry Orchard. You survived. You know, I'm your son. I'm streetwise. You know, and he ended up getting kids funding in Liverpool, my boy. You know why? Because he did something about it. He took one for the team. He went and got a degree and helped Liverpool City get funding for them kids in Toxteth and Croxteth. that society is giving up on because it's a high crime, low privileged area. The city council won't release funds. So the only way that was going to happen was if the Princess Trust got involved. Shout out to Lady Diana. I'm not a big fan of the king, but as long as you're investing money into places all around England, where there's kids that sit at street corners and they've nothing to do. You know, society tells them you'll never be this, you'll never be good at that, you'll never do this, you'll never do that. And that's the thing about adversity. Or rest me balls on adversity's head. But yeah, we're coming to the end of this live. Well, Spencer, I wouldn't have that any other way. I fucked my education up, and just like you, we weren't prepared to do it with our kids. You know, I never let my son do a sleepover, Spencer. You know what joint enterprise is and guilty by association. Okay, long story short, I let my son go over on a sleepover and he's telling me that they're playing video games. But what I don't know is they're going to a party. At this party, one of them gets into a fight and one of them picks up a glass and hits a fella in the neck with it. And they all go. Next of all, the fella dies. The next morning, your daughter's going in. And your son, who's going to uni, has to go to a police station under caution, could be arrested, could be charged. There goes your career. You won't get a DBS off anybody if you were involved in a murder. No fucking way. There's your career gone. Like I said, see, Scousers, I've been around a lot of people in the UK. I've been around people from all over the UK, and Scousers for me are the toughest in the country. You know, whether you know it or not, like, and I'm just being real with you. You see, Scousers, you know, when Hitler was dropping bombs on Huyton and Anfield, Scousers were getting on the roofs and writing in big letters, Hitler la, you can break our windows, our houses, but you'll never break our spirit, you Nazi bastard. That's how brave the Scousers are. They were getting on the roofs, you know. I mean, you can break our hair, you can break our windows on our factories and our homes, but you'll never break this, or strength and our willing. You know, fuck you, Hitler. So what? Drop more bombs. Go on, you missed. You're a shit shot. But that's why I like Scousers, you know, because they're tough. You know, the way I see it is kids have a choice. You know what I mean? You can choose not to listen to your parents, your coaches, your peers, your mentors. But know this, they've been before us and they have life worked out, you know. And it's like, the way I see it is, I've lived in England for 31 years and the Scousers are the toughest people in this country. And see, Scousers, they're old-fashioned as well. Like, they're very like the Irish, the Scousers. Like, I watched a video last night, a lad sent me from jail, right, allegedly. And he was slagging Mazza. You know what I mean? Saying, here, listen, I was delighted when Mazza got into music, but he's rapping about things that he didn't do. You know, this kid went to Mazza's door. He said, you know what I did? I went to his door and I put the saw through the letterbox and blew half his door off. And he rang the police. Hey, I do believe Scousers getting knocked out, but I do believe Scousers aren't rats. Do you understand? I like the dubs. Guys, listen, I've only a minute and then I'm going, but thanks everyone for coming in, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow sometime. I'm going to go watch a movie with me missus. Like I said, I just got out of bed about an hour ago, you know, and I said I'm going to do me live. I didn't do one last night, this morning, today, you know, but I was in a bad way today. I felt like a sausage roll in the oven. Except for I'm not the pastry, I'm the sausage. You know, and I'm still losing about 5 litres, so I have to go in there now and I have to drink 5 litres of water. You know. And tonight, I'm gonna make sure I sleep. Oh yeah. I've not slept for the last 3 nights properly. You know. On Monday it was my uncle's funeral. On Wednesday it was my uncle's anniversary. He died in a drowning on the 9th of July. And on that same day was also my father's birthday. So on my dad's birthday, his 2 brothers died in a drowning accident. You know. And then he lost 2 kids. You know, I never seen my dad cry. My dad was the embodiment of a man. He oozed man. Do you understand? Someone hits you, don't let them off that ground. Because they're going to hurt you. And then your kids are going to say, Dad, what happened to your face? Don't let them up. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming in. Look, my dad used to beat the brakes on me, but he learned me discipline and respect and honour and loyalty and dedication and resilience and survival is a must. You know, every soldier's job in life is life sustainability. There's not many grateful people on YouTube, but I'm a grateful person. Very grateful, in fact, because a few people have sent me a few props. We won't say who, but right. So I was sent that and that, right? That reel, that t-shirt, that cup, that jigsaw, that bag, that Del Boy, that Fendi hat, that Man City jersey, that Tottenham jersey. Shout out to Sergio, and all my hats are up there. Now, I'd like to wish us all a good weekend, and I hope you have a good weekend. I'll be back tomorrow, but yesterday, I'm not joking you, you know, I thought there was bits of teeth in my gum, so I said, fuck this, I'm going back. She said, Jude, we're going to have to do an x-ray, and I'm going to numb you up, just in case I have to take out a couple of bits I missed. So she numbed my mouth up, and then she stuck an injection in my mouth again, numbed the other side up. I couldn't feel a fucking thing. So she's poking all around. She says, there's no teeth, you, that's bone. It's going to take at least 8 weeks to heal. I said, I can't eat. But anyway, listen, thanks everybody for coming in. Shout out to Mary for coming in. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Spencer. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Stevie England. Shout out to Air Pablo. 1 second. Did I say Tom as well? Hang on. I know there's a couple more somewhere. Come here, you bastard. Go down, will you? I can't fucking see them. Thanks everybody for coming in, yeah? And I'll see you all sometime tomorrow. We out. Done.